I can't believe I went and finally did it. I finally did it. I finally went to the Hockey Hall of Fame in Toronto. It's been way too long. I don't know why I waited this long to go, but for Christmas last year, I got my family all tickets to go see it. By the way, go to Costco if you're buying tickets from there, because if you go, it's $20. If you get them through online through Costco, it's $13. So there's my affiliate link. That's not really an affiliate link. It's just good pro tips. So I got these tickets back around Christmas time, and we decided to go in the summer because obviously you don't want to be lugging jackets with you and everything. The summer passed by really, really quickly, but I think fall is a good time to go. I would suggest that if you guys plan on going, because it's just, oh, the door just opened by itself. It's really windy out. Yeah, so I don't know if you guys can hear all of the, I feel like the power's definitely gonna go out tonight, so hopefully I can get this video out before it does. So yeah, the summer went by really quickly, so we didn't get a chance to go in the summer, but I would definitely recommend fall because it was just, you just wore nice light clothing and it wasn't too hot, it wasn't too cold, it was really nice. And apparently the Stanley Cup that they have on display there, I don't know what he called it, presentation cup, is only there for 10 days out of the year, and we happened to go at that time, so it worked out really well. So if you guys want to be totally surprised when you go, I would suggest not watching this next part of the video because I have tons of videos and pictures of the things that are inside the Hockey Hall of Fame. I know that when I was deciding to go, I'm like, I'm not looking at anything, I don't want any sneak peeks of anything. And then Auddie sent me his video, his vlog that he did. I'm like, buddy, I'm not watching it. So actually now I can watch it. That's probably the most exciting part about this. But yeah, I didn't want any spoilers. So I had no idea what was gonna be inside there. Well, okay, not no idea. I kind of had like the gist. Obviously hockey stuff, but I didn't know how much. Like they have, if you want to be surprised, stop listening. It's the Hockey Hall of Fame. So it doesn't just have NHL stuff or AHL stuff. It has like, it had the jerseys from Thailand and like from all these random places that you wouldn't think had teams. They're all on display there. I thought that was really cool. So when I looked online, it told me that it would take 3 hours or about 3 hours to look at all the stuff, read all the stuff and all that. And I was like, really, it's gonna take that long? Let me tell you, I'm not lying. It took us 3 hours on the dot to finish it. And they make you walk out through this, like they have to go upstairs and walk out through their shop. And at that time, I checked the last video I took, and it was exactly 3 hours. It's insane. They were dead on. So if you're going, make sure you allow for 3 hours inside there, because that is exactly the amount of time that you would need. A lot of people are surprised that I've never been there, but I made it a priority this year to make sure that we go, because I've been dying to for the longest time, and it's just never happened. So I would say that this is a hockey lover's paradise, really, because the minute you walk in, it's just like, oh. They had a bunch of Stanley Cup rings on display, and those, oh my god, those are amazing. I sat there for like a good 10 minutes just reading about them. Those, I don't even have words. That was almost my favorite part, surprisingly. That was the first thing that you see when you walk in. Well, other than the two giant statues. They had some old ass, ratchet ass skates that I know that they weren't high tech back then, but when you see them in person in real life, it's like, Jesus, it's just like a pair of Converse with a knife on the bottom. They had all trophy cases and stuff. There's actually a trophy room that I will show you later because I went a little bit later. But the one thing I thought was hilarious, I have it here. I'm just gonna read it. So in the 1961-1962 Stanley Cup Championship, this guy Dick Duff, he was awarded with this commemorative mug, and if you take a look at it, it is the most ridiculous thing. Anyone could have made this. It was with almost Sharpie, it looks like. And that was his like commemorative, okay, this is because you scored, what was it, the winning goal or something in game 6. Like, that's what you get. Like, could you imagine these days? Well, you get a freaking mug that somebody wrote a bunch of words on. I could do that. Actually, I might replicate that because that's hilarious. One thing I was surprised about not seeing were jock straps on display. I looked for them. I don't know if they weren't there or maybe I just missed them. You know Crosby's jock strap is going to be on display there when he retires. So the way that this is made is like you walk in, you can either go right or you can go left, and then there's like more little, I think of it like kind of like an ant hole. Like there's so many little options to go to. So we went straight in to that area there, and then I think we went left. And so left would take you to a Habs locker room type thing. I looked at all the old sweaters and stuff. Those are replicas, I'm pretty sure I read there. I don't think they would put out stuff like that. It's real. So yes, the sweaters were cool to touch, even though they were fake. I'm assuming they're replicas, so they're pretty realistic. I had to get a picture with my Leaf shirt on in there because I feel like my fingers were starting to blister just by touching that stuff, so I had to make sure I washed my hands, sanitized. And they have this cool wall. I'm not sure, I think you walked Once you're in that locker room, I think you walk in to the left, possibly, of that locker room. I don't know, though. It's a giant blur now. But at one point, they have this wall that looks like it's part of the Stanley Cup, but like blown up, gigantic, and it has all these dynasties on it. And so I looked for the Leafs, obviously. I found that. That was cool to look at. And it was really cool. You could see your reflection in it, and it's like a giant cup. They had some ratchet-ass shoulder pads, which were like, we felt a bunch of the stuff, the replicas and stuff. And I don't know how any of that stuff stopped pucks from hurting you. Yeah, I'm sure it could stop pucks, but from hurting you is the problem. Like the goalie pads and all that. I got my brother to kick me in the knee. They're replicas, so it's okay. Kick me in the knee just so I could see what it would feel like. And I could definitely feel it. Wayne Gretzky signed the wall of this like tiny little movie theater type thing. So like I was saying, they have not only NHL stuff, they have KHL stuff, they have stuff like that, they have like a Mexican team and all that stuff. Obviously they had women's hockey, and they had a bunch of women's hockey stuff there that was really cool too. I saw some really weird jerseys that I feel like I'm scarred for life now because I've seen them. This one in particular, I'm sorry, I don't even know what that is. Who the hell draws something like that and puts it on a jersey? And then they had this little setup that took me a really long time to figure out. I was like, what is this? I'm not good with games. Like, I don't game a lot. So it was basically like this Felicity Smoke type screen thing. And you could pick clips of, I can't remember what it was exactly, but it was like you could pick highlights or stuff like that from around the world. And we picked this one and it was hilarious. It was Korea versus, I think, Thailand, possibly. And it was 92-0. Is there not a mercy rule that comes into play at that point? Like that is nuts. So then we went into the trophy room, which I think is one of the coolest rooms. Not only does it have the trophies and all that, but it has like a church-like stained glass ceiling thing, and I think that was really pretty as well. If the sun was shining really hard, I think it would have looked really nice in there. It had the Conn Smythe Trophy, the President's Trophy, and obviously the biggest trophy of all, the Stanley Cup. Now, I've met the Stanley Cup a bunch of times and got my pictures taken with it a bunch of times, but this was like the most formal setting, so I was really excited to have that whole Hockey Hall of Fame thing in the background. The first time I met the Stanley Cup, I think I've talked about this. I said I was going to kiss it. My brother was like, don't, because the guy's going to tell you not to. So now I didn't, and then he went next and he kissed it. So I was going to kiss this, but there was a lot of people standing around, so I didn't. But I touched it. I felt all the even though I know it's like the presentation one. I'm not sure. He said that's the one that goes around the world with people. So it's still legit. Like, I don't care. It doesn't have to be the real one. It's the one that the players get. So I found everyone that said Toronto Maple Leafs. And then they had this really cool vault room, I guess. It must have been like a bank vault or something. And they cut it. There were two, and then they cut it together. And that must be the real Stanley Cup in there. Like a really old version of the bowl, and then a few rings. That was really cool. I like that area too. Don't laugh at where we're at. It smelt very old in there, so you know it's legit. And now I'm completely lost in my head. I don't know how exactly we got to this point, but at some point there is a game area where you can shoot pucks at a goalie or have pucks shot at you. And because I have braces, I decided not to get the puck shot at me, even though they were little puffy ones. My brother went and did it, and he was getting hit here. And then when he came up to me, I was like, you're getting hit here. And then I went like this, and that was exactly where my mouth would have been. So I opted out of that one. Next time I go, hopefully I won't have braces and I can be a goalie. And the fun thing is they take videos of you and they'll send it to your email afterwards. So we have all these videos of us being horrible hockey players. I did end up getting to play the one where you try and score on the goalie. I was really bad. I think you get 8 chances. I got 1 out of 8. So now I'm pretty sure if you walk out of that game area on the left, I keep on going left. Like, how am I going left more? There's I'm not sure what it was called. I don't know if there's like certain names for these areas, but there was a whole display in like blue light and like really cool of, I guess, the evolution of hockey masks. And so like they had like the first early versions, which looked like you got tendons and stretched them over your face and dried them or something like that. It looked nasty. Who thought to make a hockey mask like let's just do it on the outside of your face, and then we'll do like this, and then we'll do that. There, that's enough protection. What about your eyes? Is that not the most important part? I know you have to see, but geez, right? So I think that was my favorite part of the whole thing, is the evolution of the masks and everything there. And it's funny because it goes from, I think, the 70s to like the 80s and 90s, where the evolution is like insane. It goes from like this little piece of whatever to these actual masks. And then from the 90s to now, there's not much of a visual change, which I thought was interesting. This stuff probably got better, but there's not much visually that's changed. So that was lit. Right beside that, they have like this Connor McDavid, Wayne Gretzky kind of shrine, I guess. They've got Wayne Gretzky's handprint, which is totally random. Could you imagine going up to a hockey player or something with a piece of paper and some ink and being like, I would like your autograph and also your handprint? You think they would work? No. But they've got some really nice signed pictures from Connor McDavid, stuff like that. I thought that was really nice too. I like that display. I like that whole area. I think that was my favorite whole area. And then I think after that we were done. So it took 3 hours to do all of that. When you leave, they make you leave like they're very smart to make you do this. They make you leave through the gift shop, so you kind of want to pick up something on your way out, which we did. It was a nice shop, but there wasn't a lot of deals on, I guess. They had one jersey that was like 50% off, but still it was pretty pricey. So I didn't get anything there. My mom did. But yeah, that was our time there. That was actually really nice. If you guys have gone, let me know what your experience was like. And if you're planning on going, remember, you need to leave 3 hours of space to do the whole thing, because it does take 3 hours. Wear some good walking shoes, because I did not, and my feet were killing me afterwards. Go at a time of the year where you don't have to lug around sweaters or jackets or boots for that matter. Okay, and I totally forgot about this. They had a little TSN sportscaster type desk thing there with full lights and audio and all that cool stuff. And they had a teleprompter and highlights on the right and everything. And you could take a video and they'd send it to you afterwards. I did. I think I put the video at the beginning, but if I didn't, here it is. Hey guys, it's Selena here at the Hockey Hall of Fame, and you're watching the Sports Room. It was incredibly awkward. Like I didn't do the highlight thing because I want to make something for this, but it was incredibly awkward just like being in there. It's glass. No one can really hear you, but you can see everyone watching you. And I was like, oh God, this is why I do YouTube and not like broadcasting, is because it's so awkward and weird to have people watch you. That was really cool. Okay, so the masks, all the evolution of the masks, and then the TSN desk was, those two are my favorite things. So now I think I've done it justice and recapped everything. I hope I didn't forget anything. If I did, I'll just put some music over top of the clips and have it that way. So now the main part is I can finally watch Auddie's vlog. So that's really the whole reason I went, is so I could watch his vlog. Okay guys, so I will be seeing you a lot more this next month, this next 9 months or whatever. It's gonna be a good one, and I'm gonna start making videos more consistently again, obviously. I'm gonna do a prediction video before the season starts, and then when it starts, I'll be doing a home opener / first game of the year thing for the Leafs review. Yeah, just after that, I should be just pretty consistent again. Collabs are going to be starting up again, so I'm very excited for the season. I hope you guys are too.